You're watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Topps. Lights, camera, action. Off we go with the last game of week 2 and a battle of very familiar captains in Sparks, Maryland. Team Apuzzo runs the field against Team Marino on Mental Health Awareness Night. Athletes Unlimited has cooked up something special in its lacrosse version. 56 of the best in the world, all here in residence. 4 teams of 14 that change every week through a captain's draft. The scoring system, fun and fast. It's a chase to be one champion when it all ends come August 13th. So nice to see you again, along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. Both of these teams have worked very well through this week with spotless records. So what is necessary to cap it all off?
You know, it's about starting early and continuing often. So you want to get possession, score, and just keep that on repeat, especially if you're Team Marino, because Sam Apuzzo has known to have her team in orange come back strong, especially when they're down. Setting
the table for this showdown, we begin with Kenzie Kent, who looks good in gold while she's striking fear in defenders.
Kenzie Kent is incredibly creative on the field. She is at her best when she's just having fun. She has a lot of vision on the field to create some assists, but she is not afraid of dodging, asking for that ball, and her shot selection is uncanny.
She is incredibly clever. Team captain Taylor Marino, exceptional again last night. That should come as no surprise.
Not a lot of goals we're getting by Taylor Marino. She is a defensive stalwart, last line of defense, a true quarterback for her team. A great communicator. She was seeing the ball so very well, and she was dialed in. That's when you know she's playing at her best.
Marino just red hot last night. So we flip the script and chat about Team Apuzzo midfielder Amanda Johansson, incredibly dependable in a lot of areas.
Amanda Johansson, the consistency with what she plays is incredible. She likes the alley dodges, takes away a lot of angle, but it helps her on the field. Defenders think they have her, and they anything but. She impacts the play no matter if she's at the midfield or driving to cage from the draw.
Long strider. It becomes double trouble in the midfield when you mix in Dempsey Arsenault and all of her abilities.
I like watching Dempsey on the field. She throws in some hesitations that frees defenders, and she is not afraid to attack the goal. She impacts the play all over the field. She's confident. She even goes to goal when they're a man down, as she knows when she's got the quality shot.
Ever since the beginning of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we've received tremendous access and cooperation from the players. Charlotte North is buttoned up and wired up with us again tonight. Charlotte, what's necessary to close this week in style?
Oh, we're looking to play a complete game today. It's Sunday. You know, we might not have the same legs that we had Thursday, but we're trying to be smart tonight, and we're trying to play collectively on both sides of the ball.
Charlotte, every game has been different, but defense has remained strong. You guys seem to hit your stride last night with 12 goals. What can we expect to see this evening?
Well, we thought we built off our momentum on Thursday coming into Saturday. We're trying to clean up a little bit of the offensive end. Again, work through some of the X's and O's, but we're excited. We think we work well together. We think we have great chemistry on both sides of the field, which is what this is all about and makes playing together so much fun.
Charlotte, all that time in the ESPN booth this spring has done you very, very well. We'll be checking in with you again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, you guys.
Team Apuzzo and Team Marino. Squads with 2-0 records. Game 12 of 24. When this one's complete, we're at the midway mark of Season 3. The officials, Patty Clutcher-Porter, Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, and Kim Kramer. Lynn Bowers will preside over the challenges at the table. Team Apuzzo in orange, Team Marino in gold. Squaring off once again on a Sunday. What else is new for these two squads? In fact, Team Apuzzo has won 3 of the last 4 meetings straight up against Team Marino, with a score to settle tonight.
Whenever you win a draw control, you get a little bit more confident. You have a pep in your step. The very first one of every game, just like the very first goalie save, you can build some momentum off of that. So if there can be a goal here for Team Marino, you can expect some high energy action as they're trying to get their settled players onto the field. O'Donnell finally over that restraining line.
6-on-6 at this end of the field. The rosters are 14 players strong. From goal line to goal line, 80 yards. You see the 8-meter arc. If you score from behind that, you'll get 2 points for the team, 16 for yourself. Dorney's bounce shot easily rejected by Katie Glynn. For every goalie save, 5 points on the leaderboard. 20 seconds to clear in Athletes Unlimited across the midline. No worries for Amanda Johansson, 2-time 40-goal scorer in her collegiate days at USC. This is Sam Apuzzo, who begins the night second on the leaderboard. Driving in, fires and scores! Sam Apuzzo.
Amy Moreau for Team Marino was right in her hip pocket. As we take a look back, step for step, Sam didn't have her beat. However, her arms were free. When your arms are free and your name is Sam Apuzzo, you know she's going to generate a quality shot. Not quite sure if Taylor Marino was ready for that. It seemed like she was covered. Sometimes Sam will elect to move that ball. But again, she's showing her cards early. If you're not on her hand, she is going to take a shot and put it on cage, and she has put her team on the board first.
It was so rare to see Apuzzo score just once yesterday. Team Apuzzo besting Team Colson 10-9. Apuzzo had a 9-straight multi-goal game, goal streak working. Draw control here for Johansson as she sprints to the cage, picked up by Caroline Wakefield. There are 20 points available for the team that wins each individual quarter in Athletes Unlimited. Apuzzo will flip for one of her best friends in Dempsey Arsenal. Arsenal working in, shaded by the talented rookie Abby Bosco. Through the weave, snapshot Griffin, punched away by Marino. Apuzzo keeps it hot. They work to the outside for Geyersbach, who clicked 3 times yesterday. Follow your favorites on the leaderboard, left side of the screen. The race to crown one champion on August 18th. Ball down here, turnover, picked up off of the turf by Abby Bosco. Marino straight up against teams that are captained by Apuzzo. Her save percentage is over 57. She was dazzling last night, hovering around 80% all game long.
Joe, if you believe it or not, it was around 90% for a majority of the game until that fourth quarter hit. Taylor Marino again showcasing her skills in the cage. You look at what the scores of her games have been. They've only allowed 5 goals, 4 goals respectively. So that quick goal right off the bat, very uncharacteristic of that entire defense.
North hanging out behind the cage. Charlotte turns. Athletes Unlimited all-times leader for 2-point goals. Gets inside for a bouncer there, and Katie Glynn would not surrender the 5-hole. She tracked that one down between her knees, and back comes Team Apuzzo in orange. Johansson loves to run the field. Chased down by O'Donnell. Johansson feeds. Face dodge Apuzzo from the severe angle. She gunned it wide. In lacrosse on a shot, and the ball goes out of bounds. Closest to the ball, wearing when it leaves the playing surface. Maintains possession. It stays for the team in orange. Almost 4 minutes clear in the opening minute. Opening quarter of play. Fortunato fires. Rejected again by Marino. Earlier today, Team Colson on an Andy Aldave game-winning goal in the final minute, prevailing over Team Reed. Wakefield, the defender, carries it the full length and spots Van Thoff behind the goal, picked up by Ella Simpkins.
As Team Marino changes their personnel, looking again to get O'Donnell in from the top. She's always good coming in as a trail option.
Charlotte playing a little cat and mouse game here with former BC Eagle teammate Courtney Taylor. Ball down near midfield. Dorney will pick it up. Hannah, the rookie out of Notre Dame, 2 times a captain for the Irish. Almost halfway through this opening frame. Dorney on the split dodge against Arsenal. Move it quickly north to the interior for Alex Ostholman. She lets this one fly over top of the crossbar. Just 2 seconds left. on the shot clock. It's a violation against Team Marino.
And I like that again, Charlotte electing to leave the ball. So that way they aren't forcing a turnover and potentially having a fast break at the other end. Let Team Apuzo pick up the ball slowly while they have time to get back.
And individually, you don't want to have the ball in your cross at the end of that possession. If you do, you lose 10 points for the turnover. Johansson fires. Marino got a chunk of that. Sam Apuzo asking for the reset shot clock as Marino gets another stop. She's already got 3 in the opening frame. Fortunato, another slick shooter from the outside. Drops it off to Apuzo. Johansson off the face dodge to the interior. She sent it wide. Johansson, you have to honor her 2-point shooting ability. She's second all-time to North in 2s in this league.
And then they honor them so much, they prepare for it, and then she does that little fake and can pull and continue her dodge through. Again, why she's one of the top midfielders, both she and Dempsey Arsenal. We had talked about the two of them prior to the start of the game. Together, two-headed monster, just so consistent, and you notice them on the stat sheet on offense as well as on defense.
A low-scoring opening quarter. Vanthof turns against Simpkins. Nice catch by O'Donnell. North thinking about the 2, rolls inside, powers her way, and on the way down, she sent it wide. Back up belongs to Team Marino. 15 seconds to shoot for Kenzie Kent. Kent thinking about the inside roll, matched up with the rookie Detweiler. Vanthof from down under, great save by Katie Glynn.
Katie Glynn just a night ago with just 3 saves. That's very uncharacteristic for her. And tonight, she is already close to that tally. And again, from night to night, these players have 3 games over 4 days. We saw Team Apuzo down a couple of players. Curious if they are going to have a little bit of energy swiped from them or if they are new and revived.
I saw Mama Glynn, Katie Glynn's mom, Debbie, on the concourse as her daughter makes a sparkling stop there on O'Donnell. She knew that they were in for a real good matchup tonight against Taylor Marino's squad. The last game of week 2 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, season 3. While we enjoy the lacrosse here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, championship season number 4 in softball is rolling right along. Best wishes to those in Rosemont, Illinois. Games that you can see on the ESPN family of networks just the same. Final 2:20 of the opening quarter. Apuzo has the lone goal in this one. Geyer's back, waiting to the interior for Apuzo. She was stick checked by Moreau. Apuzo's hustle keeps it alive.
It's that style of play. Sam doing Sam things that her teammates talk about. The hustle, the effort, just for a ground ball.
Sneaking here on the front swing, she scores again.
And that hustle play culminated to another goal for Sam. Again, her team moving that ball quickly, getting it into Dempsey Stick, who found her BC and Team USA teammate. Sam Apuzo coming onto the scene. She has now scored both goals for her team here in Athletes Unlimited on ESPN.
Friends, just want to let you know about the summer soccer schedule. It continues Tuesday on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. A much-anticipated matchup, Serie A power AC Milan against La Liga powerhouse Barcelona from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Coverage of that preseason friendly beginning at 11 Eastern and 8 Pacific. In this one, Sam Apuzzo has a pair of goals against fellow captain Team Marino. 2-0 in the quest for the 20 points with just 1:52 remaining in the first. Time for us to check in with a star in the stands. It's Marie McCool. Marie, part of a victorious effort earlier in the day with Team Colson. Nice hat trick there from you, number 4. What was it like in that game?
It was a really fun, competitive game. I think, the last day people can get a little bit tired, but our mindset was like, let's just go out there and have fun and play together. And obviously with it being a 1-goal game, it was just really fun to be a part of.
Holy smokes, I see that food that you guys have, and I'm incredibly hungry up here. Marie McCool, tell me, your efforts today, along with your teammate, Izzy McMahon, extended that win for you guys. When the flip switched, what was it on the field?
Yeah, I think it was a great team win in this game. You have to be able to play together. And so I think, my teammates did an awesome job drawing slides, and being able to move off ball is super important, and it just opened up some lanes, which is great.
Marie, stay with us as we get set to start or conclude the opening quarter. A 2-0 advantage for Team Apuzzo. When we watch Marie McCool play, the first thing you notice is end to end to end. What are the greatest attributes for the top midfielders in this sport?
Sorry, I lost you for a sec. Did you say what are the greatest attributes?
If you're going to be a top midfielder in the league like you are, what are the best attributes of those players?
I think you have to be able to have lacrosse IQ. You have to be able to play with each other, and just the competitive fire and the will to win. For example, I'm watching Sam Apuzzo right now, and she's just one of those players that, will do whatever it takes to win, and is just so fun to watch. And when you watch these games, you can just see that competitiveness come out of all of these different players, and it's awesome to see.
Marie, this is Impact Week, and you guys are highlighting mental health. What are some of the things that you do to kind of relieve those stresses?
Yeah, I think obviously mental health is really important, and something that we talk about is that it's just as important as physical health. And so for me, something that I always do is just surround myself with the people that I love and my supporters, whether that's my family or my friends. I'm someone who loves to spend time with them, and especially being here at Athletes Unlimited, it's such an awesome community. So being able to, be with some of my best friends, like this one right here,
Like me. What's up, Joe? What's up?
is something that I love to do in order to, have the best self-care.
Marie, we appreciate the time. Say hi to Izzy for us as well.
Thank you.
At the offensive end, shovel shot, score. It's Van Thoff to the roof.
Taylor Van Thoff on the inside. I know she has her family here supporting her as well. Kenzie Kent with a nice and slick behind the back pass to Van Thoff, who got possession for her team on this last play. Again, the Twizzler, the creativity. Guys, it's all about the stick work. You gotta have the stick in your hands. Practice whatever you want. Crazy pass, crazy shot. That extra work that you get done, I promise it'll prove fruitful.
That was spectacular. Both the feed for Kent, who gets 4 points, and the goal from Van Thoff, who picks up 12 and chops Sam Apuzzo's lead in half. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season to see how many trees will be planted, thanks to Aspiration's support. Sunsplash Day this Sunday, game 12 of 24 this season. 2-1 in the early going, tail end of the opening quarter. 20 points available for the team that wins each frame. Apuzzo and Van Thoff on the draw. Sam is so quick to anticipate where the ball is going. However, this time, the draw control comes up for Wakefield of Team Marino. Moreau, one of the outstanding freshmen, one of the great rookies in Athletes Unlimited. She'll bring it ahead. Amy Moreau, the former captain at UMass. Molly Garrett, who played collegiately at Michigan. Garrett hovering on the outside, stick check there by Arsenault, who is a real ball hawk defensively. This pass gets away, it's a turnover, and back possession belongs to Team Apuzzo in the final 4 seconds. As time expires after 1, Team Apuzzo banks the 20 points thanks to the 2-1 lead after 10. Both of these squads attempting to go through week 2 perfectly. It's 2-1 Team Apuzzo in orange. Done with 10, back with more right after this. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Tops and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. WNBA promo for you Tuesday night in Connecticut. DeWanna Bonner and the Sun playing host to the Lynx at Mohegan Sun Arena. Coverage tipping at 7 Eastern and 6 Central. We appreciate all the access we get from the players in Athletes Unlimited. They are tremendously cooperative. We go into the game with Charlotte North thanks to Air National Guard.
Sorry, I have a cold. What? Yeah. I can't hear. Yeah. Why are we man down? Why are we man down? Why are we KO? Yes! Guys, let's go.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Good movement and talk off ball. Here we go, let's build. Good job, let's go.
Charlotte North and her mates breaking the huddle, getting set for the start of the second quarter in this one, our second game of the day. Earlier, Team Colson outlasting Team Reed, Andy Aldave with a game-winning goal in the 40th minute of regulation. So far in this one, Sam Apuzzo setting the pace for her squad with a pair of goals. Taylor Vanthoff has responded for Team Marino in gold. Grace Griffin back into play after being red-carded this weekend. A dangerous shot that came high on veteran defender Meg Dowdy. As we settle in for the opening draw of the second quarter, it's Apuzzo against Vanthoff. The officials, with Patty Kletcher-Porter setting things up. Here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, a draw control for Amanda Johansson. 2 points for number 7 in the orange. When we're through with business tonight, once the MVP voting is concluded and all the appeals processes are verified, we'll have 4 captains drafting tomorrow, 11 a.m. New teams of 14 getting set for the doubleheader that will begin in week 3 on Thursday night here. Fortunato, great move on Wakefield. Bouncer, and Marino at the end of the line to clean it up. Fortunato gets her own rebound.
You know, those second and third opportunities that you give up defensively, you just tend to get tired out.
Geyer's back, skipping on through. Arsenal, fine. Fortunato, chested away by Marino. Rebound, score!
And Joe, that's exactly what I'm talking about. 2 saves for Taylor Marino in that defensive set. But you gotta come up with the ground ball, the defense in front of you. Ground balls are key. And right there, a nice little swat from Grace Griffin. We call that a junk goal. No big moves happening, but she found where that ball was. She knocked it in, just a little golf sweep. Nevertheless, it's still a goal, and Team Apuzzo on the board first here in this second quarter.
You call that one junk. Last night's was a beauty before she was excused from the game. Grace Griffin goes back-to-back. Athletes Unlimited and Topps have unveiled the first ever set of trading cards featuring all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined into one set. 200 card base set featuring 185 athletes from the 22 season, and they're available at major retailers such as Target, Barnes & Noble, plus hobby shops and through Topps.com, as well as Fanatics.com. Grace Griffin's made it 3-1. Inside the first minute of quarter 2. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. A missed draw, alternating possession. They'll give this one to Team Marino in gold. Courtney, what have you liked most about Abby Bosco as she helps to clear for Team Marino?
Her spunkiness. She's unafraid. Again, she's not incredibly tall, but she is spunky. She's tough on the ball, and she helps clear it out of transition. She has a sonar system when she's at the draw circle as well. She's able to come up with a lot of draw controls, ground balls. She's just a worker bee.
Van Thoff playing it this way for the veteran O'Donnell. Katie O'Donnell's been razor sharp in the first 2 weekends of Athletes Unlimited. The isolation here, she comes back left. Nice defense turned in by Johansson. Ball down. Detweiler's speed gets her there. She'll bowl it ahead. Apuzzo has a 3-on-2 fast break. Apuzzo feed inside. Geyer's back to score.
Apuzzo and Geyer's back. Longtime friends. And Sam Apuzzo, her entire team, they came to play. They are off to a quick start. They seem to be controlling the tempo. Quick transition from the defensive end. Caused turnover. The defense getting involved, helping the attack, gain possession. And Sam Geyer's back in that nice little 2v1. Excellent placement. When it's a 1v-none, there's nothing you can do as a goalkeeper.
Geyer's back off of a hat-trick performance. You can tell she scored 3 times on 7 shots, picked up just over 90 points in the leaderboard in that win yesterday over Team Colson. Geyer's back has multi-goal games in 4 of 5 so far in this campaign. Largest lead on the night so far for Team Apuzzo, and they get possession again. Johansson will set up shop, wait for Griffin to walk in and spot an open Courtney Fortunato. Fortunato is a distance shooter. She can stretch the D. Apuzzo, an all-around attacker. You'll see her approach the cage from a variety of different angles. She is truly a position-less type lacrosse player. Geyer's back on the flip. Johansson measured by O'Donnell. Arsenal off of a big game yesterday, 2 goals and 2 assists. Shot clock's at 20. Fortunato leans in against Dorney. Johansson on the step back outside the arc. And Apuzzo on the sneak, shut off by Marino. Captain to captain, eyeball to eyeball right there. Wakefield will clear. Now Alex Ostholman, who was dazzling in her collegiate days at Maryland. O'Donnell waiting for Dorney. Hannah's parents were her coaches in her youth lacrosse program. Kenzie Kent daughter of a coach as well. Bouncer, score! Kenzie Kent.
Kenzie Kent is aware of the defense around her. Detweiler in orange. She is all over Kenzie, but we see her kind of hopping, her shuffling left and right, and she had a little bit of space, not closing the gap on Kenzie. As we take another look again, she did a swat. Kenzie realized, I have my hands free. I have a little bit of space. If I take this shot, I'm not going to follow through and hit you. Very smart.
Courtney, when we got that last look at the replay angle, you could see a lot of misdirection. It's got to cause and give defenders fits on those overlaps.
It does. It's communication. You have to say left and right. But when you're on ball, you're more focused on not letting that girl beat you. So defensively, it's so important to communicate, but sometimes it happens so quickly, whether it's two-man plays on ball or off.
Team Apuzzo won the opening quarter 2-1. They lead the second quarter 2-1. For every quarter that you win, it's 20 points for all 14 players on the roster. The possession story has been heavily in favor of Apuzzo so far, with just over 6 minutes remaining in the half. Apuzzo began the night in a deep hole behind the overall leaderboard leader and defending champion Taylor Marino, who made the stop there on Arsenault. Johansson cleans up the rebound, a fresh 60-second shot clock for the team in orange. Apuzzo gets underneath on Moreau. Nice recovery, though, by Moreau. Work it outside. Fortunato lets it fly. Rejected by Marino. The save total adding up for Taylor. Off this turnover, another whack for Fortunato. And she'll backpedal away and settle in 6-on-6. Marino's save counter already at 8.
Joe, and that caused turnover for Sam Apuzzo. She created it just by riding hard. Again, that's 14 points. So compared to scoring a goal, she gets more points.
Bad angle. Marino waiting at the post. The ricochet out of bounds. So Marino gets the save there and the caused turnover points. You wonder why she's a defending champ and leader.
The two of them, between Apuzzo and Marino. Anything you can do, I can do better.
It's crazy. Apuzzo's the only player in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history over 4,000 leaderboard points. Here she comes again. Apuzzo on the rollback, she scores! An early hat trick for Sam Apuzzo.
That was a 1v2 situation. Generally, you want to slow things down. Coming in with speed, Sam Geiersbach was a part of getting that ball back. And here we go, Sam Apuzzo taking on 1-2 defensive players. You could hear the facilitator for Team Marino. She was yelling, charge. The referee said, nope. That quick rollback away from the sliding O'Donnell in gold. That's what gave her more space, more time for her to get a quality shot off.
A play on, no charge, no block. Apuzzo has factored in on 4 goals already. Everybody loves to rep Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out all the great gear, including the new Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse player name and number t-shirts. Go to shop.auprosports.com and get yours today. And remember that Courtney takes size, what was it? Medium or large?
Oh, medium.
Medium for Courtney. Somebody handed me a t-shirt earlier today that was 3X. I'm like, what? 3X? I could swim in that.
It's like in. It's very in.
No,
Wear
no,
the
please.
big size. Wear
Please,
the big
no.
size. My kids will say extra large. I'm like, wait a second. You're not an extra large, but yeah, you want to wear the loose, baggy clothes. Be cool, Joe.
Okay. Uh-huh. Sammy Jo Tracy, always cool in her outfits on her way to and fro these games in Athletes Unlimited. 5-2 for Team Apuzzo. The captain means business tonight, already with 3 goals. As Grace Griffin jogs in from the sideline. Team Apuzzo facilitator is Amber Hill, a netminder from Season 1 of Athletes Unlimited. Geiersbach on the bouncer that goes wide. There are no coaches in Athletes Unlimited. We have facilitators who are helpers, advisors, organizers, especially so tomorrow in the morning when the new captains are drafting their teams. Top 4 on the leaderboard after play tonight will be the captains for Week 3. On the flip, it's Geyer's back, getting away from Mairead Durkin. Durkin has showed her defensive wares quite well in this her rookie season. Long range, lanky, she covers a lot of ground.
So yet again, another caused turnover as Taylor Marino ran that ball out. You have to be impressed with the field awareness. These players understand the value. Winning the ball back, whether it be in the ride or running out a shot, because whichever player for either team runs the ball out, it's the closest to when and where it goes out of bounds. That's who's getting possession, even if it's the shooting team.
Kent working against Detweiler. Van Thoff shaded there by Simpkins. And there's a whistle, what appears to have been a crease violation against Team Marino. Katie Glynn comes away with the ball, beating the ride of Alex Ostholman. Wu passes low. This is a turnover back to Charlotte North as she plays a little game of hockey with it. Equally so, Griffin doing likewise to goose it ahead, a one-handed spear by Apuzzo.
The connection between Griffin and Apuzzo, I love to see the two of them work hard. They connect well. Grace obviously plays both sides of the ball. She makes an impact wherever she goes. We just didn't see it a lot the other night.
Griffin working with Apuzzo this week. She was on Marino's team last week. 20 seconds to shoot, 2.5 minutes to go in the half. 5-2 for Team Apuzzo. They lead in the second quarter, and they build on the lead thanks to Fortunato.
Amanda Johansson with the vision. Again, caused turnover, went with Grace Griffin. Defense translating to offense. And Courtney Fortunato with the finish.
Amanda Johansson, that's a pretty split dodge. The eyes to make it happen. Fortunato, the hands to finish it off on ESPN. Folks, it's Mental Health Awareness Day with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. The players' goal to address and normalize specific mental health struggles faced by athletes, faced by the general population, sort of generate broad mental health awareness and provide support. Earlier today, that was the moment of uplift with the fans and players with their placards. All of the players have weighed in on mental health throughout Media Day with us, led off by Charlotte North.
Putting mental health first is so important, and it's something that should be prioritized and given resources for as physical health and sports is given. And I think that we are definitely here to advocate that and amplify that, because it's one of the most important things in sport, but also in life.
It's okay to not be okay, and I think that a lot of athletes go through that and trying to break the stigma around taking a break or doing what you need to do for yourself, talking to people, getting help, asking for help. Those kinds of things are starting to be more celebrated, which I think is fantastic. We've started talking about it, but we have such a long way to go in terms of the systemic change that needs to happen in the support for athletes.
For those kids out there and adults who are struggling, you will get through it. You will strive through. There is always a solution.
Courtney, it was great to watch the fans and the players stand in solidarity on this Mental Health Awareness Day.
Oh, absolutely. Destigmatizing any negative perceptions. It's so huge because many people struggle with mental health, whether you're an athlete or not. And it's all about understanding the different tools that you have to have self-awareness, have some recovery from anything that you might be struggling from.
Team Apuzzo, a 6-2 advantage, getting late in the opening half now, just 2:29 to go in the second quarter. Apuzzo with 2 in the first, 4 goals here in the second from Team Apuzzo. They've got the control and the lead on those 20 points that are available when you win each frame. Apuzzo against North inside the draw circle, and it comes up for Arsenal. A lot of BC Eagles in that conversation.
And that battle wasn't even a 50-50 battle. You saw Dempsey, Arsenal sprinting out. A lot of players just working hard. They just seem to be coming up with a lot of these 50-50 type situations, whether it's a ground ball or a draw control. Again, they are getting the second and third opportunities in their offensive area off of those rebounds, which are just ground balls. So they have a pep in their step. Again, is it not just Grace Griffin who sat out a lot of game 2 with her red card, but I think everybody.
Working in against Marino, it goes wide. You've been seeing the leaderboard pass by. Last check, it was Taylor Marino with a healthy 200-point lead on Sam Apuzzo. Inside roll, Geyer's back. Trimmed that one a little too fine. Chased down by Fortunato with 1:30 left in the half. Follow your favorites all throughout this summer season, 4 weeks total. Shot clock violation against Apuzzo. We'll crown a champion on August 13th. The top 4 on the leaderboard will receive medals. Defensive Player of the Year honors will be given out as well. Here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, Moreau carving ahead to clear. Now with 40 seconds to shoot and 1:04 left in the frame. Kent works inside the arc. North has room. Off the hit, she fires, and Glenn made the save. Katie Glenn staring down one of the top gunners in the world, and she made that stop. Good for 5 points for herself. Final 40 seconds of the frame. Shot clock's turned off. Team Apuzzo can have the last possession.
I would literally just hold the ball until the final 5 seconds to take a quality shot.
The officials stopping play.
30-second release of all.
Lynn Bowers informing the crowd of the call.
An offsides call for Team Marino. This is not what they need.
Player up for Team Apuzzo. Fortunato drifts away from Bosco. Swing it this way for Geyer's back. Off the face dodge. The stop for Marino, who was anchored to the post. Taylor Marino with 10 stops in the first half. Launches this one downfield. Looking for Kent, the ricochet to North. Charlotte, trail check there at the final horn, ending the second quarter. The Team Apuzzo banks another 20 points by virtue of outscoring Team Marino 4-1 in the second frame.
Team Apuzzo dominating the first half, but I love the risk-taking that Team Marino had, almost getting a shot opportunity off of that quick clear and save.
Mira Shane always leading the cheers on the sideline for Team Marino this week. A 6-2 advantage for the gang in orange. Young lacrosse fans loving what they are seeing from their heroes. The Twizzler from Vanthof. Plenty of highlights to come between quarters 2 and 3. 2 quarters down, 2 to go with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Team Apuzzo and Team Marino taking the halftime break at USA Lacrosse HQ. Sam Apuzzo and Dempsey Arsenal, they're best buddies off the field, and they work together like peanut butter and jelly between the lines.
Sam Apuzzo is like a sister to me.
She's my best friend in the entire world. I get scared very easily. Any opportunity she has to like jump scare me or like just attack me like she does, and I will scream, and like she usually videotapes it.
Out of the pack comes Dempsey Arsenal. Flash cut to Apuzzo. Apuzzo fires and scores! There is a sixth sense between those two. They know each other so very well.
I just moved to San Diego, so it's really special to be back with her. Not only just being able to play with her, but being able to spend time with her because I missed her.
I am so lucky to have her as my friend and kind of just someone that I go through this whole like crazy lacrosse life together, and I'm really lucky to have her in my life.
Fly, Eagles, fly. 2 Boston College greats there. Hang in there with us. There's more to come at the half on ESPN. Once we return, it'll be time to clue you in on what's ahead in the schedule with Athletes Unlimited. The players are cooling their heels for a bit. 20 minutes complete. Game 12 of 24 this season. Team Apuzzo and Team Marino relaxing at the half with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Monday is draft day in this league. The top 4 players on the leaderboard at the end of business tonight, picking 14 players for their roster. It's a snake draft that starts 4-3-2-1, and each team will play 3 times in the week ahead. As we practice up for the start of week 3, which will begin on Thursday, doubleheader action on ESPNU. The last 3 games of the week, all for you on ESPN+. We'll let you digest all that info while you're away. We'll give us enough time to double-check the highlights from the first half. Courtney and I will reveal them on the other side of this break. 4 of the last 5 goals on the board belonging to Team Apuzo. They have swept the first 2 quarters. As a result, everybody on their roster has picked up 40 points on the leaderboard. It's a 6-2 advantage after 20 minutes of play. Joe Beninati and Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. Court's a 5-time national champion at Maryland. Courtney, we know that the scoreboard reads to 6-2, but where do the biggest differences lie between these two teams in your eyes?
You know, I think you have to take into account the shots on goal. The number of shots that Team Marino has had doesn't even add up to the total number of goals for Apuzo. And then the hustle. Those hustle plays that are 50-50 balls, they have to actually be 50-50 balls. I'm not seeing them challenging Team Apuzo for any of those.
It is not easy to score goals against Taylor Marino, and yet Team Marino has seen Team Apuzo score 6 times in a variety of different ways.
You know, I think they move the ball incredibly well, but it's their second and third chances. Grace Griffin with that ground ball. And then at the other end of the field, Kenzie Kent realizing the space that she had on the field. Sam Apuzo taking on not 1, but 2 defensive players, just showing her prowess on the field.
Banthoff rejected there by Katie Glynn. Glynn standing tall in her one-on-one matchup, if you will, against Marino, the defending champ. Taylor already has 10 stops in this first half. If she's not great, this game would already be over, because when you look at the first half statistics, the shots on goal jump out at you.
Shots on goal, huge. The save differential, 5 is no slouch when you look at Katie Glynn, but Taylor Marino with 10. Turnovers is about even. The draw controls is another big part. I just think when you have the ball more, you have more opportunities.
That'll do it for us at the half. 20 minutes still to come in regulation. Team Apuzo in charge. Team Marino's squad in come-from-behind mode when you return. Team Apuzo breaking the huddle with glee before we start the third quarter. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse presented by Tops. The gang in orange has the 6-2 advantage. They've won each of the first 2 quarters. Before we start the third, Courtney, we want to draw attention to a couple of players, special spectators in the seats, members of the Japanese national team. Chisa Kobayashi and Maya Taga are here with us. They've been in the United States since you and I were basically in San Diego for the Men's World Championships. These two have been here working clinics, and they're happy to help support Athletes Unlimited.
Love the fact that the Japanese national team players are in town. They are always willing and loving to work and see the American players. You just look at the rise that they've had at the international level, both on the men's and women's side. Obviously, the men just finishing in 5th place. And then at the World Games, they finished 3rd.
Off this draw, quick strike attack. It's Kenzie Kent. 9 seconds into the quarter.
We just talked about possession, winning the draw control, making a change. And this is key. A difference that we're seeing. Charlotte North taking the draw, almost coming up with possession, she and Apuzzo, and then Alex Ost. She saw a streaking Kenzie Kent off to the races. Again, her change of level. She just knows when and where to shoot. I love it when she drops it low, almost kind of keeping it like a worm burner, but I have to reference her hockey days because it reminds me of it each and every time, but very well placed. And now it's just 6-3, looking to close the gap, Team Marino.
Beautiful touch on that pass from Alex Ost-Holman. Alex was an AAU hoops player before her junior year in high school and found lacrosse and has gone on to fame in that sport. Her pass picks up 4 points for the assist. The Kent finish gets 12 points on the leaderboard for the goal. And now the team in gold, Team Marino, trailing by 3. That's the way to start the third as Abby Bosco brings it in. Bosco, one of 3 rookies in the top 10 on the leaderboard when the day began. You'll see the leaderboard. Here you're seeing the in-game leaders just in this outing between the orange and the gold teams. But 3 rookies in the top 10. Inside roll, Kenzie Kent. Attack there. The whistle before the shot, no goal. The whistle before the shot.
And nevertheless, that's what I'm talking about. The ball hits the ground, still going after it, coming up with it. She batted that in once it hit the ground. But this is a nifty little, she's taken Detweiler topside a bunch. She created enough space. That was a hold. But then the nifty little shot, we just cut it off right beforehand, but it was right between the legs.
Then Katie Glynn does her best between the pipes to send Team Apuzzo back the other way. Just getting started in the second half. Just past the bottom of the hour. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. Tip of the cap to all the men and women in our technical crew throughout this week with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Fortunato missed the target. We are at the home base of USA Lacrosse headquarters. This is Sam Apuzzo bringing it in. When the day began, Apuzzo was trailing Taylor Marino by a healthy margin. Marino, the defending champ, going to run this one out again and pick up 14 more points.
And we're already seeing a change. Earlier, it was Moreau matching up on Apuzzo. Now Bosco making a change. I like adjustments like that. When stuff maybe is working but not as well as it could be, just try something different. That time, creating a turnover. Now, Team Marino with the ball.
Inside, it's Ost-Holman to score.
So this offensive play again was started from the defense, causing a turnover. They ran the ball out behind the goal cage, transitioned it quickly. We have Dorney with the ball. Her eyes were up. She sees Alex Ost-Holman. We've seen that a lot today. Earlier game, person in and around the crease just tends to be forgotten. So you're waiting, you're steady, you're ready, you're popping for the ball when the time is right, and there's no better than that. And Alex Ost-Holman, that's her husband, Marcus Holman. He plays in the PLL. He's wearing the signature gold. He knows what's up.
Happy that wifey's on the board. Alex Ost-Holman gets credited with that tally. It's 2 and unanswered for Team Marino. They lead in the third quarter 2-0. And once more we get back inside the draw circle with Apuzzo and North. Charlotte digging in. The officials, Patty Clutcher-Porter, Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, and Kim Kramer with Lynn Bowers at the table. lot of jockeying for position going on. Alternating possession, they'll give it to Team Marino in gold. Last game of this week, too. Once the top 4 are settled in on the leaderboard after the appeals and after the MVP voting, once this game is concluded, top 4 on the leaderboard will be captains. They'll draft tomorrow morning. New teams will be ready to roll on Thursday when we start in again on our sequence of doubleheaders, 3 in 4 days. Katie Glynn with another rejection. Glynn and Marino putting on a goaltending clinic in this one. Katie's up to 7 stops. Taylor has 10 and counting. Dempsey Arsenault running for cover. She'll find Grace Griffin. Griffin was on the board early in the second quarter. As the lights start to take full effect here, a Sunday evening in Sparks, Maryland, about 20 minutes north of Baltimore, Charm City. Geyer's back. Ripped off there. Wakefield is a turnover machine. Looking for it, still fighting for it on the sideline. Out of the pack came Bosco with a one-handed scoop. It's nudged out of bounds by Arsenault. It'll be Marino ball.
Joe, every single ball is a battle now, and this was what I was talking about, an adjustment that needs to be made. Team Marino has made it. They are matching the tenacity of Team Apuzzo. We've seen the first 2 goals off of big hustle-style plays cause turnovers, and they have now closed the gap to just 2. So this is the game that everybody was looking for the top 2 teams, those top 2 captains in terms of leaderboard and the teams that they have picked. This is truly what we've been waiting for.
Both squads unbeaten this weekend. North on the go, drawing a double team. Snappy pass for Dorney. That feed inside was blocked by Griffin. Shot clock's at 10. Kenzie Kent looking over her shoulder to recognize that. On the sneak. Kent, no room to shoot. The feed for North. She was badgered by Taylor. This will bounce out of bounds and be Team Apuzzo ball. What was a 6-2 advantage for Team Apuzzo, now 6-4 with Johansson running in the open field. Griffin following suit. 6-on-6 at this end. They play the game 10-on-10, 14 players on the roster. 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. 20 points on the line for whichever team wins the quarter. Good defensive check there by Dorney, but there is a whistle. Team Apuzzo will have possession with Amanda Johansson. Off this restart. A little bit less than 5.5 to go in the third. On a day we've already seen Team Colson prevail over Team Reed in the final minute of regulation. Marino crosses over and snaps that one up off of the cross of Fortunato. The outlet finds Garrett, and Garrett will run to safety down the wing. Ost-Holman spots Dorney right up the gut of the defense. She drives, and Katie Glynn says, no, you don't. Back comes Courtney Taylor. Beautiful transition game now for Team Apuzzo. On the run, Fortunato finds Tracy. She did not convert as Marino went to the splits.
I can hear Mira Shane, the backup for Marino, giving direction to the defense, keeping them pumped up from the sideline.
You can hear Mira in Washington. Are you kidding me?
You always need a cheerleader. Everyone does.
She is that and more. Griffin closing, a low pass. That was a tough catch for Apuzzo. Sammy Joe comes out of there. Sammy Joe Tracy with it. Shot clock's at 15. Apuzzo's looking for a cutter. There's the feed. Quick stick. Marino dazzling stop on Griffin. And she'll pounce on the rebound. Tremendous action at both ends of the field. And the players behind the mask on the field and on the sidelines are incredibly active.
And when a game is tight in terms of score, you just tend to feel those emotions a little bit more. I can feel it from up here, but it's a matter of how to stay calm and relaxed and not force anything.
Arsenault comes out of the pack with it. Team Apuzzo in the orange. Less than 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Team Marino has this quarter lead 2-0. Compliments of strikes from Kenzie Kent and Alex Ostholman. Apuzzo will slow the pace here. Arsenault, who can run for days, shaded by O'Donnell. Geyer's back swivels in against Wakefield. Sammy Jo turns the corner. Sammy Jo Tracy waiting for the rollback. She fires, and Marino plucks that one out of the air. A dozen stops for Taylor Marino. She just might go wire to wire again. She's been that good, and every game she's going to wind up producing close to 200-plus points.
I feel like it's even more than a dozen. It was 10 at half. They've been back and forth a number of times, both she and Katie Glynn coming up with some stops, but Team Marino able to put 2 into the back of the net.
O'Donnell on the run gets to the alley. Taylor makes the check. Van Thoff turns the corner. Nice face dodge, she scores! Beautiful work by Taylor Van Thoff.
Taylor Van Thoff feeling her defensive player the entire time she was dodging. She carried the ball up from the low elbow. Patience, stick work, protection. Soon as the swing's happening, she's off to the races. Taylor Van Thoff closing the gap.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is sponsored by Tops and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. We have a good game going back and forth for the fans to enjoy here in Sparks, Maryland. 3 tallies unanswered in the third from Team Marino. It's a 6-5 lead for Team Apuzzo. And time for us to turn the microphone over to a special guest with the Air National Guard Mover of the Week.
Hello, my name is Technical Sergeant Eric Holman. I'm a recruiter with the Maryland Air National Guard. The Air National Guard's motto is to always be ready and always be there. We proudly partner with Athletes Unlimited, who support players who are always ready to compete for the top spot. Let's find out who climbed their way up the leaderboard rankings and earned their the title of Air National Guard's Mover of the Week.
None other than Kenzie Kent, Courtney, and Kenzie is so clever and crafty around the cage and the goal circle.
She's just so relaxed inside. You like to watch her work. She does a lot of fancy things on the field, but she can also be super simple, just getting rid of the ball quickly. She uses the crease to her advantage. She tiptoes a lot, but she gets the job done.
As you can tell by the graphic, climbing in a big way, our Air National Guard Mover of the Week, elevating her position on the leaderboard. And for the first couple of seasons, I think Kenzie was bitten by the turnover bug. That's what would continually hurt her as we look at the overall leaderboard. Finding Taylor Marino, Sam Apuzzo, and Abby Bosco still running 1, 2, 3. But if Kent doesn't cough the ball up, she will continue to rise because she's so productive at the offensive end.
She is, and I asked her about that early on. Can we expect for her to not take as many risks offensively with feeds? And she said, you know what, I thought about it, but that's my game. If I see it, I'm going to try and make it happen. So you got to appreciate that, unwilling to change just to move herself personally up the leaderboard. She'd rather be focused on that team.
Well, she was MVP #1 in the voting yesterday by the players in the win for Team Marino over Team Reed, and that was in the game in which Marino in nets was fantastic with 14 saves. Kenzie had the hat, as did Charlotte North. Team Marino in gold. Final 2 minutes of this third quarter, with Team Marino making the comeback, trailing by 1. Vanthoff has a pair tonight. Kent has 2. Ostholmen the other for the gang in gold. Garrett has goals in 2 of her last 3. She puts a move on Arsenault and swings back behind the cage inverted. Vanthoff for Ostholmen. Nice cut to the crease and a put away for O'Donnell.
Alex Ostholmen has been a big facilitator for Team Marino. I was about to say earlier, O'Donnell's been kind of quiet offensively, but she's done her work throughout the midfield and on defense. And she was just waiting for her time to shine, timing this cut perfectly. It's all about working with your teammates. Ostholmen, O'Donnell, they have tied things up.
Ostholmen was such a terrific feeder in college, back-to-back 50-plus assists campaigns in her last 2 years as a Terp. Folks, get your tickets. Join our virtual Summer Fan Fest tomorrow by joining the Unlimited Club. Hear from your favorite players, experience one-on-one meet and greets, giveaways, and more. Join now for just $20 a year at auprosports.com/memberships. Brand new at 6. Team Apuzzo won the first quarter, won the second quarter, 2-1, 4-1. They're getting blanked 4-zip in the third. It's been all Team Marino as Charlotte North tries to get another draw away from one of her mentors.
Sam Apuzzo, Charlotte North's coach at Boston College, her assistant coach. And this is mentor-mentee, but Charlotte North, those draw circle players, Bosco, they've been working hard on the perimeter, getting possession for their teammates as well. That's been the big momentum shift here in this third quarter. The battle at the draw and Team Marino coming up with it. It's been translating immediately into goals.
Arsenault has it here. Latter stages of the third quarter. As anticipated, a close game between two teams that are 2-0 this weekend. The last game that they'll be playing together. Captains will draft tomorrow morning 4 new squads. Inside roll, Geyer's back. She scores.
That tie wasn't long for Marino and Apuzzo. Sam Geyer's back, strong side lefty. She liked her matchup right here. We see her already get a step on her defensive player. She was above goal line extended and then just powered through Marae Durkin. Geyer's back, giving the lead back to Team Apuzzo again here in this third quarter.
Geyer's back, clicking on a third of her shots tonight. Folks, once again, we remind you to make your plans now. You can join us here at USA Lacrosse headquarters during Champions Weekend, August 10th through the 13th. Final 3 days of games, crowning the champion and the 4 medalists. Discounted tickets, hotels are available at auprosports.com/tickets. .61 seconds to go in the quarter. Dorney looking for a loose ball. And the scoop comes up for Team Apuzzo's Dempsey Arsenault. Griffin with 48 left in the frame and the shot clock turned off. Six on 6 at this end of the field. We haven't had very many cards or player up situations in this game. It's been a level playing field. Geyer's back rolling against O'Donnell. Fortunato's next. Marae Durkin right there getting low defensively. 20 seconds to go. Great read by Marino. She intercepted that pass for Geyers back, and look at her run on the transition game through midfield with Durkin. Durkin snaking her way down the sideline and going to the cage. All the way! Kick stop by Glynn. The rebound belongs to Detweiler, and time expires in an action-packed third quarter. That is won by Team Marino, 4-1.
Despite that lead for Team Apuzzo, third quarter was all about Marino. They scored 4 goals. They've brought things back into realm. They are in this game. It's going to be who has the most opportunities in this fourth quarter.
10 minutes left in regulation. 2 one-goal games so far today to enjoy with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Playing with the pups around USA Lacrosse headquarters. Fourth quarter's all yours in just a moment. Fans, the summer soccer schedule continues Tuesday night on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus, with a much-anticipated matchup between Serie A power, AC Milan, and La Liga powerhouse, Barcelona. That'll come your way from Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. Coverage of the preseason friendly beginning at 11 Eastern and 8 Pacific. Our score in this game, Team Apuzzo at the last strike on the board, thanks to Geyers back, making it a 7-6 advantage. Team Marino claiming the 20 points in quarter 3. So 10 minutes to go in this one-goal game as we go into the game there with number 18, Dempsey Arsenal.
Good job. Fuck yeah. Great hustle. Good job. Great. So good. Good job. Good job.
I have like such a Charlie horse. Where? In my hamstring. I don't know what's going on. I'm hiding. Yeah! Hey, the draw. All you. Thanks. Good talk. I can take one off too. You good? Like I'm totally fine, but I can take a rest. Whatever you need.
Dempsey Arsenal there at the end in conversation with facilitator Amber Hill. Amber, a Syracuse Orange great, longtime Haudenosaunee national team captain. She's a facilitator for Team Apuzzo. Team Marino's facilitator is Tia Schindler, another former national team Haudenosaunee member. As we get set for the final 10 minutes of Week 2 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3, enjoying a really good game between Team Apuzzo and Team Marino. Sam Apuzzo gets the draw control, 2 more points for herself, and she's trying to reel in Taylor Marino at the top of the leaderboard with Athletes Unlimited. 56 players in residence, 1 champion on August 13th, 4 medalists. A Defender of the Year award will be handed out as well. Once we're through with play tonight, Courtney, we're halfway home in this season.
Gosh, I can't believe it's gone by that quickly.
Blink of an eye, 12 games down, 12 more to go and draft day tomorrow in the morning, where the 4 captains, top 4 on the leaderboard at the close of business tonight, will pick their squads tomorrow. Arsenault off the split dodge from right to left. Dorney is there. Apuzzo picked up on the perimeter by Bosco. The impressive rookie staying right there with the Athletes Unlimited great. Griffin on the delay, fires. Another save for Marino, give her 14. For the 3rd time in her career, a single game high of 14. I remember Britt Reed had 16 in one match in the inaugural season. Out of the pack, Ost Holman's had a good night tonight at the offensive end. She'll keep it alive for Team Marino.
It's little things like that that make Team Marino exciting to watch. That was a risk. They probably talked about it at the timeout, but why not go for it even though they're down by a goal?
Kent working in against Detweiler. Kenzie doubling up on her moves there, then offering for Charlotte North straight away. North getting to her left. Trail check there, fumbled it. Ball out of the cross, belongs to Team Apuzzo. Sprinting to safety, it's Johansson, and further still. Now on the move, Taylor on the fly. Feed it inside, good look. And just snapped high by Fortunato, who was closed off there by Wakefield. Good pressure defense.
Quick maneuvering defensively. They were a player down, shifted well. Marino stood tall. Not easy to do. And again, the shots that Team Apuzzo is able to generate, they just keep shooting one right after the other, getting their hands free.
At the offensive end, their shots are coming in waves. As Geiersbach sweeps across the top, a whistle has been blown. Off the restart, Apuzzo's team wasting no time. Fortunato dribbles one to the cage. That's fought off by Marino. I don't think she saw it all that very well, but she makes the denial for her 15th stop in this contest. 5 points for every save, and the total mounts for Marino. Garrett swings back behind the cage, picked up by Griffin. Molly Garrett hesitates. They clear it out for her. Vanthoff has 2 goals tonight, angling in against Arsenault. On the question mark shot, Glynn had the short side post. Follow up North, face dodge, kicked away by Glynn. End line possession belonged to Team Marino, closest to the ball, where and when it leaves the field. New shot clock for Team Marino in goal. Kent operating quickly. What else is new? Dorney straight away. Bluffs it at the 2-point line. That's 8 meters from the goal. Working inside, the Twizzler shot there. No pay dirt this time for Vanthoff. Ella Simpkins will bring it ahead. Spot Griffin, but the pass is low. Geiersbach, good hustle there to clean it up. Less than 6 minutes to play in regulation, a 1-goal game. No scoring to this point in the 4th. 20 points on the line for the team that wins the quarter. 45 for all 14 players when you win the game.
Bosco is in Apuzzo's hip pocket, making it difficult for her to get open, but I'm not sure if anybody knows Sam. She's going to try and try again.
Off the split, puts that one off the outside of the post and chases it down to keep possession. New 60-second shot clock for Team Apuzzo in the orange. Sam, who started swiftly, had the hat trick early and another goal on the board. The lead grows to 2.
I talked about Grace Griffin and Sam Apuzzo, the connection that they have on the field, at the midfield, at the draw, in tight, feeding, finishing. She was waiting. She knew that first cut, let her go to the side. Griffin is right on the heels. Gotta love Grace Griffin under pressure as she extends the lead for Team Apuzzo. And then it's back to the draw circle. Johansson, Dempsey Arsenault, they've been so key with Sam Apuzzo.
Sam Apuzzo has won 3 of the last 4 straight up against Team Marino when they've been captains. Taylor's lone win against Sam came, Courtney, when she clinched the 2022 Athletes Unlimited title last season in the final game of the campaign. It's 8-6 for Apuzzo now. Just a little bit more than half of this fourth quarter left. Apuzzo and North skying for the draw control. Bosco comes up with it. Bosco had 5 draw controls in one game in week 1. Molly Garrett will settle. Taylor Vanthoff will come in as Charlotte North trades her draw stick for her shooting stick.
She and Sam Apuzzo, they're pulling out all the punches. If you are going up against someone with the draw stick and you don't have it, you're going to for sure lose it. The both of them have been swapping out their sticks the entire game.
North badgered by Taylor, her BC teammate. North inside with a bounce shot. It ricochets in, and it counts. Charlotte North has scored. Katie Glynn upset with the call, but the officials called it a goal on the bounce.
And Joe, we are already going to see a challenge on this play. Both Sam Apuzzo and her facilitator, Amber Hill, grab the referees immediately. Despite the fact that this is a challenge, you have to think of it as a rest if you're Team Marino. Talk about things, what's working, what do you need to fix without burning one of your timeouts.
Charlotte North, an 8-7 score. We do expect there to be a challenge on this goal, with North bringing Team Marino closer. At the end result of this, does it find a home or is that crossbar? We'll find out on the other side. Teams all huddled up. Team Apuzzo, for the moment, a 1-point advantage over Team Marino. A question as to whether or not Charlotte North has scored in the fourth quarter. That will be remedied in just a bit of time. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Coming into today, lacrosse athletes recording 64 assists, 640 trees committed. The Aspiration assist sequence often featuring Kenzie Kent and Sam Apuzzo for all of their unselfishness. Charlotte North was pawing at her back. She had landed on it after a bounce shot that was just underneath the roof of the goal. The high bouncer beat Katie Glynn. There was some suspense as we were heading off to break. Charlotte North has her earpiece in. We can talk with her. Charlotte, I know you want it to be a goal. Did you see it bounce and hit nylon?
Not sure. I think it hit the upper pipe, which means it crossed the goal line if it hit that inside pipe.
Charlotte, I agree with you right there. The emotions are high on the field. You can see that every single thing is a battle.
What's the difference? After further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a goal.
Charlotte, congratulations. That's a good goal. I can't wait. I want to ask you so many questions about the draw, but I'm going to leave you be for a second. But once you face off here with Sam, please keep that earpiece in. We want to ask you a question about the draw that's been fascinating and bothering me for years. So hang in there, take this draw, do well, and then answer my question on the other side. Please, please.
Sounds good.
We'll listen in with you on this draw, too.
I'm like, wait. It's past the 30 seconds. Here we go, Kale. Down.
Live action resumes. Team Marino in gold. Charlotte North jogging in.
Here we go.
North angling in. Beautiful split dodge. Fires that one off the post. Long rebound. It remains a 1-goal game. Katie Glynn loops this one on the clearing effort. And through the sideline, Team Apuzzo in orange with Detweiler running for cover. Less than 4 minutes to go. Terrific game shaping up to an exciting conclusion. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland.
We see Sam Apuzzo using her teammates to get open, giving a little space in that two-man game. A tight game. She wants possession of the ball. She's a captain. She's a true leader on the field.
Geyer's back with the ball. Geyer's back on the roll. Charlotte's back with us. Charlotte, as you watch this play unfold with Johansson going to the cage, stopped there by Marino. Charlotte, when you're taking a draw against Sam Apuzzo, who helped teach you the craft, who has the advantage?
Sam's one of the best draw takers in the game. She's taught me more than I could ever imagine at that position. So I'm just fortunate that I got to learn from her in that regard for sure.
And one last quick one. In the college championship game, we would hear you say, she's got it. She's got it. What do you mean? What did you mean then?
Based on where the ref sets the ball, usually you can feel whether or not you have it in your stick. So on that one, I thought Sam definitely had the advantage.
Moreau on the feed here. Thanks for the insight, Charlotte. We appreciate it. Kenzie Kent on the move. Badgered there by Detweiler. Time ticking to 2.5.
Kent. Yeah. Kent.
Moreau on the go.
Are you serious? Anything?
Didn't like the non-call there, did she?
I can't say that I did either. I know physicality is a big part of this game. But when it seems to be overtly physical towards the head, a shove from behind, that would be a call in men's lacrosse.
Fantastic to get the access from a top player like Charlotte North. She's been kind enough to join us for each and every game of this Athletes Unlimited season lacrosse. 3, Marino with a stop, follow-up chance. Taylor Marino is on the verge of setting a record for saves in a single game. It was held by Britt Reed at 16. Marino's been at that number very close to or more. Now look at her leave the cage and try and come up with a cross turnover as she's cleaned out on the sideline. "17 stops for Marino, a new single game record, and she's in need of attention."
And Joe, at some point, you have to look that those are intentional, hard shoving fouls, just like you would in any of the women's games. So we see the cross check from the side. Is it from behind? But nevertheless, it's to knock her off her feet and to displace with a purpose. I think the referees have to pull out yellows in those type of situations.
90 seconds left in what is a 1-goal game, a fourth quarter that's tied up at 1 in the quest for those 20 quarter points. Marino, her 5th time as a captain in Athletes Unlimited. This is just her 2nd season of 3.
Promo.
Folks, just a reminder about WNBA action to come. Tuesday night in Connecticut, DeWanna Bonner and the Sun squaring off with the Lynx at Mohegan Sun Arena. Coverage tipping at 7 Eastern and 6 Central. So let's reset things for you. Exciting game here in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. An 8-7 score. Charlotte North, the last on the board, bringing Marino within 1. It was 6-2 for Team Apuzo at the half. Courtney, what happened? How did they change things? Team Marino get this game in their favor, now with a chance to tie.
You know, they just started battling. They started winning the draw control, hustling for those plays on the defensive end and at the middle of the field. And that was the big difference maker. They were shooting well, I think, early on. It was just a matter of having more chances and not giving so many second and third opportunities for Team Apuzo.
Two tremendously talented captains there in the split screen, occupying the top 2 spots on the leaderboard. The grand champion in Athletes Unlimited, just a single one of them, will be crowned on August 13th. Marino is the defending champ. Taylor Cummings won the inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited. And now Team Marino, a chance to tie or potentially take the lead should they strike for 2. The 8-meter arc, score from behind it or below goal line extended. You'll get 2 points for the team and 16 for yourself. Van Thoff, who has 2 tallies tonight, in the final minute. Earlier today, it was Andy Aldave who won the game for Team Colson with a 40th minute goal against Team Reed. O'Donnell on the move, bouncer right off the face mask of Reed. Katie Glynn took that one right in the chops, but made the stop, and now the officials are going to award the ball to Team Apuzo in orange. Katie Glynn comes firing out of there, final 25 seconds. The long lead for Simpkins. Play it down the flank, 18 seconds to go. Team Apuzo should run for cover. If they play keep away here, it's a 3-0 weekend. For these 2 teams, the final seconds that they'll be together. Draft day tomorrow. Griffin, who had a couple of goals in a victorious effort. Team Apuzo hangs on for the 8-7 thriller.
Lots of hugs for Katie Glynn as she came up with that big save to end the game. Off of Katie O'Donnell's shot, Katie Glynn. She staved off that effort for Team Marino. Nevertheless, what a battle we saw tonight. A lot of back and forth play. It was all about Apuzo in the second quarter. Team Marino back in the third, down to the very last shot.
Team Apuzo posing for the photo in this 8-7 victory. Just a reminder, once all the MVP voting is complete, the appeals process is complete, there will be a top 4 on the leaderboard. Then we'll have a draft tomorrow morning. It's one of those reverse snake drafts, so it starts 4-3-2-1. Each captain will pick 14 players for the roster, and we'll get set for the new week. Week 3 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, a doubleheader starting here Thursday at USA Lacrosse HQ. Victorious Team Apuzo with a game-winning goal coming from Grace Griffin. A show of support, the handshakes, as we conclude Mental Health Awareness Night with these great athletes. We show you the leaderboard up to the very moment. And Taylor Marino advancing her lead over Sam Apuzo despite the setback.
Despite the setback, not having the win, but 3 of the 4 quarters all went to Team Apuzo. So that was 60 points right there, plus the 45 for the overall win. And she still has such a substantial lead as she is leading that leaderboard. She's at spot number 1, Taylor Marino. Apuzo at 2, Katie Glynn, one of Sam Apuzo's players, and then Abby Bosco. She is now a part of that top 4.
Sam Apuzo, currently riding second on the leaderboard, was outstanding in the first half. You could just tell that she had her game face going. She clicked 3 times.
Now, she's such a competitor on the field. She kind of just flips a switch. You know when she is feeling it. her excitement every single time she or a teammate scores. I asked her about that previously. She's like, I just can't help myself. I get so excited.
Excited for a very good reason as Sam Apuzzo's team prevails 8-7. She joins us in the aftermath. Sam, this was a terrific game back and forth. In your eyes, what was the difference?
I think our goaltending, Katie was amazing in cage, and then our defense was locked down. We played really great D. They had really great offensive threats, and I think we just held it together, and I'm really proud of this group.
Sam, I'm not out on the field, and I felt the tension. I was getting super tight up here. How do you guys stay relaxed?
It's hard, this back and forth, really great plays on both sides. I think it's just keeping us grounded and keeping us together throughout each play. I think there's a lot of communication going on that people don't hear, and that really kind of calms everyone throughout each play.
Sam, we've been reminding everyone that there's a draft tomorrow morning. I would expect now, halfway through the season, you understand who you connect with the best. Do you automatically have a list of players in mind that if they're available that you'd like to grab tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I think definitely when I'm drafting, I like to play with players that I have a really good chemistry with, I play well with, I work well with. So I definitely have a list of people on my mind, but there's a great play this weekend. So I have to think a lot and think what's going on for the next week.
Sam, those final seconds, your defense came up with a huge stop. Katie Glynn with the save. What was going through your mind as captain?
I felt calm because I knew Katie could make a save no matter what, and our defense was playing well all game. So I felt calm, I felt composed because I knew I had a good faith that we were going to come out with it.
She may need a new face mask. She took that one right in the mouth. Sam, great job. We wish you well in week 3.
Thank you so much.
Sam Apuzzo's squad victorious tonight. An 8-7 win over the team that was captained by defending champion Taylor Marino, who was incredible once more. Folks, just a reminder, tune in Thursday, 5 Eastern on ESPNU. More Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. For Courtney, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks so much for your time. We're halfway home in Athletes Unlimited.